time.
Damn, no tacos?
No tacos. We already ate
damn.
the tacos, man.
Shit.
What's up, everyone? Today we're back with another podcast or whatever you want to call this. But I'm on my boy Ezra,
Yes, sir.
my boy John, and today's topic on this podcast, we're really gonna talk about, when you should quit, or I mean, at least when it comes to filmmaking, to pursue this full time. My boy Ezra. He's right now, I've been clowning on him for the last maybe 3 weeks, a month, 2 months.
Man, it feels like 2 years, but
it probably has been 2 years, man. So yeah, he's been he hasn't quit, and I'm always on him about it.
Yeah.
Just because of the way that I went about it. I kind of just quit with a bunch of risks. There was a lot of things I maybe shouldn't have done, but thankfully everything worked out. My boy John, he's basically he got laid over.
I got laid off.
He got laid off, so that's how he's doing it.
My boy had no choice.
So so today we just want to talk about that. Hopes of helping you guys in case you guys are also having you guys are deciding on whether you guys should quit your job to pursue this full time in filmmaking. It's kind of hard, obviously, because it's a big fact. Like, it's a big risk. You can go from making your guaranteed whatever it is that you're making a month compared over here. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Right.
The clients, they could be hot 1 month, the next month it could be dry as hell.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll start it off, or I'll let you start off, John, as far as like what, because me and John worked at Home Depot before all this, so that's how I met John. So I want to talk as far as like, when did you see me make the jump? Because I really can't recall my end. I know I just did it just because I was tired of working, but at the same time, I had some security as far as clientele.
Yeah.
But I want you to kind of speak on that for a little bit.
I mean, from when we were working at Home Depot, I just knew like every day you're like working on something. You're working on a video, editing, and then on weekends you're working on projects. So like for you, it was like nonstop work plus Home Depot, but you didn't like Home Depot.
Hell no.
And then I just saw eventually you were always talking about quitting. Like, you just want to quit Home Depot. Yeah, every day. Like, you don't want to be there. But I guess, I don't know. Just one day you just decided to quit and just pursue it full time. And like, fuck it. Just take the risk.
Just took it. I mean, what I used to do at Home Depot, like for anyone that's working a full-time job, this is the steps that I went. I'm not saying it's gonna happen for everybody. It's gonna be successful like that. I was just like, I guess, blessed and lucky at the same time. But the way I did it was Monday through Friday, I was working 7 p.m. till 6 in the morning. So after Home Depot, I actually had to go help clean a building that my parents, we have a company, so I had to go take care of one. So I'll basically be working 7 p.m. to 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning. I'll go to like 4-hour nap. Literally, it was like a nap. Woke up, go straight to the gym, and then start my editing process, because Saturday and Sunday, as soon as I got out for work at 5 in the morning, so basically I got out Saturday 5 in the morning. Me and Kevin will go out shooting all day. We don't stop. We'll shoot all day, and then Sunday, if we have enough energy, we'll shoot a little bit more, and then Monday through Friday was edit that footage, make a video out of it. I don't know what the hell I was getting out of it, but it was make a video out of it.
Right.
And that translated to me booking jobs, because on my time off, I'll just go ahead and just create. That was just like my whole thing, just create, because I want to get out of this. In order to get out of it, I need to provide people what I can be capable of, in hopes of people hitting me up. Slowly started working like that, but it was a lot of work. When I quit my job, I was booking maybe 3 jobs a month. It was like here and there I was working like small little jobs. It wasn't even high pays. It was like $200, $300 jobs. So it was nothing like security to do. And when I quit my job, luckily an agency hit me up. So I went from making $14 or $15 the hour at Home Depot to like $25 working at a film agency. But I took the risk. I didn't have any security. I told you, I think I had like $40,000 worth of credit cards.
Right.
I was gonna fall back on Uber or Lyft if I needed to. Like, I knew for a fact, I was like, there's Uber, there's Lyft. Like, I don't need to make a lot of money. I just want to be doing this, because I was rejecting too many jobs because of my full-time job. Home Depot didn't allow it, and then half the time I'll be half asleep at work. Like, I was like, dude, I can't do both. There was a time where I gave up after 2 years of Home Depot of trying my best. I couldn't. My parents never understood it. Every time I tried talking to them, they would just deny it and say, you're stupid. So I took it upon myself to just quit. Like, just say, fuck it. Like, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And big risk, but I was like, worst case, if I have to fall on something, it'll be Uber or Lyft. My expenses at the time was like $2,500 a month. Well, I'm talking about all these different credit cards, car payment, and all these different things. So I just went randomly out of it. So now the question, while we have Ezra here as well, is Asher right now, he's like you guys heard. I've been bashing on him for the last 2 years, probably.
Basically, maybe
basically
longer.
2 years, maybe longer. But I've been telling them, like, you know, it's a better lifestyle as far as like you're more free. You might be working hard 1 week or maybe a few days, and then you're literally resting the rest of the other days out of the week. But why is it that you're not taking the leap? Because I know there's a lot of people like you. Like, I keep bashing on you. Obviously, it's, you know, I always tell you, like, there's no guarantees, you know, but what's holding you back? And maybe other people could be feeling the same way.
Right. So I think for me, and a lot of people can probably relate, is there's a few factors that kind of play into it. And I think one of them is obviously the consistency with finances. So someone who knows they have certain bills they have to pay, you know, having that consistent money every week or every 2 weeks, you know, it feels good, right? You go to work, you know, you're gonna get that money. Obviously, some people might hate their job, some people might love their job, so it depends on the circumstances. But I think just feeling comfortable, having that consistency, it's hard to leave that, you know, especially working over 5 years, you know, getting that consistency. It's hard to just out of nowhere take that leap and to just be like, oh shoot, this is
nothing.
Yeah, I'm not making nothing now, like let me just try. Obviously there's other options that you mentioned, but at the same time it's just like a mental battle, you know, like you really got to sit down, observe your lifestyle, observe your, you know, your family situation and other outside things, and really lay down like, okay,
let me cut you real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Have you talked to your mom and dad about this decision, like on what they respond? Because I know a lot of people, it's the parents.
Yeah.
What did your parents tell you? Were they
Heck no.
nah?
Yeah.
So same as mine.
Yeah, basically same as
like,
yours.
What did they say? Like,
They
you're
just-
stupid? Or it's like, nah, it's not like.
They didn't say I was stupid. They just kind of looked at me just with more worry, like, oh, like, what are you gonna do? Like, you have your car, like, you have to help us out, like
The benefits.
you lose your benefits. Like, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So it's just basically, I mean, like every parent, right? You're gonna be worried about your child, like, okay, like they're because they never made that leap to live that kind of lifestyle, to make that jump and pursue whatever, blah blah blah. But so it's hard for them to see their child make that jump, because obviously they want to see their child succeed, right? So yeah.
And I'm gonna speak on that real quick. So I had a mentor, and this is what my mentor told me, and I probably told you about this. My mentor told me, don't ever expect, if your parents are old school or they came from a different place. My parents came from Mexico.
Right.
They're never gonna understand that leap, because they come from work hard. They don't understand about working smart. You know, opposed to they just think about, you got to work hard, you got to work your way up in the ladder, become a manager, and be safe.
Yeah.
So what my mentor told me was, you got to just do it, and your parents are not gonna understand it until they see the outcome.
Right.
They're gonna be like, are you stupid? Or they might just like in low key be doubt, like, man, like what is he thinking? You know, they might not tell you, but they'll be like deep in their head.
Yeah.
And that's what my mentor told me, and she was like, they're not gonna understand. Like, you just gotta do it. If you feel like it's the time only you know, and you feel like you're supposed to do it, because you know it's gonna eat you up. Like you've been talking to me about this every other day, and I feel like you're just ready to make the jump.
Yeah.
I did it. My dad showed up like, oh, wait, why aren't you going to work? I'm like, I quit. He's like, what you mean? He's like, what you mean quit? I'm like, I'm done with this job and stuff like that. And it took them about, I think, 2 years, bro, for them to fully, I think I told you, it was Christmas time. I spent about $2,000 on computer parts for my filmmaking.
Right.
And my dad comes up to me, he's like, hey, how much you spend for all this? I'm like, why do you want to know? He's like, I just want to know. I was like, $2,000. He goes to his room, like a minute later he comes and gives me $2,000. I'm like, what's this? He's like, I know I never supported you, but just want to let you know, like, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
But it took them 2 years to see the success.
The
like now,
right.
now they're willing to like talk to all my uncles and all. It's like, oh yeah, my son's doing this.
Yeah.
Now they're praising
you.
Yeah, they're praising me. But it took 2 years for my parents to fully understand it, bro. Like they looked at me every day like, oh, you ain't got a job today, but they're not understanding I might be making $2,000 off of one day. While someone like, for example, me, when I was working at Home Depot, I was making $2,200 in a month.
Right.
So going from $2,200 a day, you know, I basically have the month. If I want to really take my time on the edit, I could take a week, and I still have 3 weeks off. And technically, I made what someone made in the whole 5 days worth of week and all that. So, I mean, it's a crazy thing for people to do. But yeah, I feel like if you have the work ethic, like I told you many times, the best thing that I could tell someone is, dude, just put yourself in that position. Like if you fail, don't consider it like, oh, you know what, I'm not meant for this. It's more of like, you know, you're gonna build yourself up, learn from it.
Right.
Like don't put yourself down. Like, cause it's just doing that, you're really gonna already putting negative things in your head instead of being like, fuck, like I fucked up this time, let me go back to job again, and then let me pick myself back up and let me try it again later.
Right.
And maybe let me build more clientele.
Right.
So go ahead.
And I was just gonna piggyback off that too. I feel like this generation right now, because like obviously like the development that's going on right now and like technology and stuff, like I feel like the world is like speeding up a lot faster than it was before, and there's like we have access to YouTube and so many outlets, like social media is growing, so we have so much information out there. I think a lot of kids our age are starting to become like entrepreneurs and starting to take that leap. And honestly, I started watching, I'm pretty sure you guys know who this is and maybe people watching, but there's this guy called Gary Vee, and he's pretty big. Yeah. And he kind of tells, you know,
he hits you in the heart.
Yeah, he kind of hits you in the heart, like tells you what you want to hear and stuff like that. But he's always like pushing people to, you know, take that leap and do what you want to do now while you're under 30, because after your 30s and your 40s, you might regret that chance of like, dang, when I was 25, 26, like I was still young and I had the opportunity to do those things because I had less responsibility. Now I'm at 40 and I want to take that leap. You got bigger problems, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. It's much harder later. So just watching those kind of videos and seeing what other kids are doing and pursuing their passions is definitely like started to push me more towards, all right, like right now I'm living at home. I have my parents' support, like not full support, but I'm still at home, so I won't be like homeless or something, but I have the opportunity to make that leap, and you know, if it goes right, it'll be safe, rather than I can fail and get back on my feet and try it again, versus like, you know, later on in life where it's much harder. So yeah.
And to piggy off that, I would tell everybody it's not about having too much money saved up. If you feel like you have it, take the leap. I had $2,000 in my account, but I had to make that payment next month. So I'm like, fuck. Like I'm like, so right away, as soon as I quit my job, the next day I went to get Uber and Lyft. Yeah, that was my number one thing. I was like, I need to get this ASAP, and let me see what the hell I'm gonna do.
Right.
The agency came knocking on me like the next day. I checked my first time ever checking an email.
Yeah.
I never checked my emails at that point, bro. I wasn't a business. I was nothing. So I'm like, I forgot why I even checked my email, and it was some agency near me, and they're like, I'm like, this is some bullshit. They wanted to meet up with me. Right. I go, and it was legit. And they were paying me more. I'm like, and I'm only doing it 3 times a week, maybe 3-4 hours. Whenever they email me that there's a job, like I go shoot. I don't have to edit. It's literally just shoot. So it's like a blessing, you know. So it's not gonna happen to everybody, but I will say just focus, focus, work ethic. Dude, just put the fucking work in, because this shit is not gonna be easy. Like even for me right now, everyone thinks it's all nice, and bro, there's downs, there's ups. Like it's never gonna be, even when you think you're there. Like there's always some shit like behind. So don't think it's gonna be glam and glory when you reach a certain level. Like you're always gonna try to get better and better. So you're never gonna be fully satisfied, you know. And that's one thing I gotta start doing, is being satisfied where I'm at, because I still feel like I got ways to go. Yeah. And I feel like I am in a good place, but even then I'm like, in my head I'm like, nah, there's levels to this. Yeah. And I still got to get to those levels, like YouTube, right? I'm putting the work in. Right. I want to eventually obviously get into TikTok, but it's just like there's so much shit again. Yeah. So it's just not settling. Like just keep at it, because if you settle, it's good to take a break, but don't settle to the point where you're comfortable. Like, I'm good. Like, nah,
you're gonna get left behind.
There's a lot of creators coming up every day, and you don't know when your time is up.
Yeah, so. That's true. Question for you, Mario. So for someone who, like me, I guess, who wants to take that leap eventually in terms of like pursuing photography, videography, content creation, etc. Do you think is it a problem to put out too much content, or do you recommend people to just continue every day, put out content, or put out as much as you can so you get recognized, so you can take that leap? Or how would you go about that?
Everyday content. Okay. Every day. Like when I used to work at Home Depot, that Saturday and Sunday with Kevin, we'll get photos, and then there'll be the video. So there'll be one video post, one or two videos posted that week, and then there'll be photos every other day.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, not every day, every day. So we'll get Kevin will take a bunch of photos of me, and I'll keep consistently posting to be in people's face, like, dude, I take photos, I take video, like basically hit me up. Yeah. Because at that point, when they hit you up, they're gonna pay you. I was never the guy to hit up people and be like, hey, I could do your videos, give me a chance. Like, and at that point, you're devaluing yourself and you're letting them have control over you. Right. I enjoy this shit, so if people are not booking me, I'm still shooting. So that's the way I went about it, and then people just come at you. If you're passionate, I feel like you're just gonna be successful at it because you're not looking for it. They're gonna come for you. Like your work is gonna display itself, but you gotta post content every day. It is what it is. I don't give a damn what people tell you as far as like, for example, the one thing a lot of people say is there's a time. You should be posting per day. Like, look at the analytics. Fuck the analytics, bro. Post. If you wake up, bro, and you just woke up and it's 6 a.m, bro. Yeah. Post that shit. Posting, like, I don't give. Don't worry about it's 7. Everyone's at home at 7 p.m. Fuck that shit, dude. Post when you feel like it's time, bro. When you want to. Because at 7 a.m. there might be a big ass celebrity that fucking somehow wanted to. An artist, I'm not an artist, like a photographer, a filmer that morning, and your hashtag came across his, and that was your opportunity because you didn't fucking follow everyone else posting at the same time. I never done that. I post whenever the hell I want. So that's what I will say. Okay, for sure. Just stay at it. Post every day. Fuck what people think, bro. Be in people's faces. Okay. The more faces, the more opportunities.
Okay, cool. With that as well, I wanted to ask, was there ever a time during that period where you felt like, dang, I'm not getting no recognition for the stuff I'm posting? Like, should I take a step back and not? Or do you just like say, F it, I'm always going to post no matter what?
I kept working, and the benefit of that happening, it happened a few times. That's why it took 2 years to quit Home Depot. It allows you to focus so much on a video. And because I had my regular job, it allowed me to put so much time on the edit, push so much time on learning things. So I didn't have to worry about editing other people's videos. Like, it was like, all right, cool, I got no booking these next 3 weeks or this whole month. That allowed me to like really dive into my, like, learn editing, learn this and that. You know, so like it's okay. Like, take it.
So take that extra time to learn, learn new skills. If you don't have jobs, learn something new. And basically,
at that point, that's what I would say. If you're passionate, you're gonna be doing it anyway. It's not like you're looking like, okay, I gotta learn because I'm not getting booked. Like, you're just doing it because that's what you enjoy. Right.
But
what about you, John?
Yeah,
what's your process? Like, you're quiet over here.
I know. I was about to turn the job. Like, what's going on, man?
What's going on? You're sipping. You're not drinking that beer.
Well, at Home Depot, I used to go out and shoot with you guys, and I remember one day we shot for like 12 hours straight in downtown LA.
Ooh. Was that at nighttime or
from daytime to nighttime?
Daytime.
And we were so tired.
Was it time lapse days and shit like that?
Yeah, it was just crazy pictures. But that was fun. The whole point is like be passionate, basically, and then eventually, like how you said, people are gonna look for it. They're gonna see that you're genuine about it, and they don't have to know you're getting paid for it either way. Like,
that's
but
true.
Still, but they'll see your skills. Like, you know, get better. You'll see you progress, and they're like, I want him to shoot my videos, or I want him to shoot my photo shoots or whatever. Things like that. And then luckily, like, you kind of helped me out, because after I got laid off, like, you gave me an opportunity to work with you, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go all in because I don't want to go back anywhere.
Fuck, it's that 8-hour job.
Because I was tired. I was like, I'm done with those jobs. Like,
it's hard. Like, I'd rather do it whenever you can. And I think we did multiple things. I think we always messed around, obviously, with photos and video, but I think we also did some. Did you ever shoot events with me, like, for fun? Like, we just went to events, like car shows and stuff?
No.
So that's another tip that I would tell people.
Cool.
If you want to become a full-timer, dude, just shoot everything. Don't stick to, like, for example, when you told me I want to do clothing brands, I'm like, that's cool. Yeah, pursue that. That don't mean you shouldn't be doing weddings. That don't mean you shouldn't try music videos. That don't mean you should be trying, because I will always say, like, clothing brand, a music video as far as effects can help with the clothing brand. There's different things you can add from like clothing brands. Details can help into weddings for detail rings or whatever. Everything kind of connects at the end of the day. And in order to be successful, you kind of want to be open to all. So when a client comes at you, you can shoot anything. Like right now, I shoot weddings. I shoot commercial comes at me, we're shooting commercials, music videos. I do it all, and that's just what it is. Like, I don't call myself. I mean, people look at me as like just music videos, but I don't consider myself that. I consider myself, I feel like I'm best at music videos. Right. But I can do a little bit of everything else, and I will get hired for it. Yeah. Because I kind of set the open, and then of course I did divide my things. Like, I have a wedding page, and I have like a music video, clothing brand, promotional. Okay. So in a way, that's kind of separate. So that's cool, but. Yeah, you gotta be diverse. You can't just do photos. You can't just do video, and you can't just shoot one thing. Unless somehow you're like really established in that area, then that's cool. You can make a career off that. But the more you're shooting, or the more things you have experience with, the better you have at surviving. Yeah. Because there's a gang of freaking photographers and filmmakers out there.
Right. You know, and also that goes into like how like the industry is getting diluted too, because people are, you know, not so much worrying about the quality anymore. They're worrying more about like pushing content and paying less for someone who can give them like an average video or average photo. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. You know, being more versatile and stuff like that can really help you get more jobs, because now you can do anything. So that's a good point.
And it's another thing too, to not devalue yourself or your skills. So you feel like you're worth more, then stick to it. Don't go down or you know, lower your prices just because you didn't get a job. Yeah. Like, no. Because eventually someone's going to come up to you like, yeah, I'm going to pay for that because, you know,
I like your work. Skills. Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah.
There was a time actually when I was getting every job. And and I remember seeing a video and it said, I forgot what YouTube video it was, but it's like the moment everyone's accepting your job, that's when your prices are too low. So then I upped it, and then that's when I started. Like, I think once I got to $1,000, that's when people stopped really like paying. I started losing. When I was at 800, I felt like everybody was paying. Right. But when I went up that little extra 1,000,
you realized
I started losing. And then I went to 1,200, I started like losing more. But then I started getting better clients. Then 1,500 came in, and it's like now. So as the higher you go, you're gonna lose. But there's always that person that wants the quality.
Right.
You know, there's always that person. Like, you can't think like, oh, I'm never gonna get this. Believe me, you're gonna get the clients. But your work gotta back it up. Those clients ain't gonna come at you if your work ain't there. That's what I say. So, I mean, there's that. But as far as like, you have, I guess, more view on my end. Like, how did you view, like, what do you think I did best as far as like maybe other filmmakers could take away? Like, it's not even like that I'm there, but as far as like, you know, I approached it the way I approached it. What did you think?
You just working every day. I think that was a huge part. You working every day. Like, even if you weren't getting paid for it, you were just creating content, and that content, like, other people saw and they saw your skills, and then they're like, I want to pay for his skills. I want to pay for, you know, that kind of quality. I think that's the takeaway. Like, everyone should create something like every day, or at least work hard on it. So like, basically, like, there's no time off, and there's no excuse for like, oh, I don't have any time on the weekends or something. Like, no, you make time for it, even if it's for like a couple hours. It doesn't have to be like a whole day. And
it's funny that you mentioned that, because there'll be people coming at me like, how do you get clients? How do you get? And this was like probably like, I don't know when, but I've like, a lot of people are like, how do you get all these clients? I'm like, dude, one thing I'll tell you, stop looking for clients. Stop looking for them. What you should do is, like I told you, you got a pair of shoes in your house. You got a Monster drink. You might have a beer. Make a commercial out of it. Mess around in your house. Learn lighting. Learn shit. That's where the moment like you get better as a filmmaker, because you got nothing to work with, and you make the mistakes. So the moment that client comes at you, whether it's a product, whether it's a music video, you're gonna kill it. You're not gonna fuck up, and you're gonna retain that client, because you killed it by all those little BS videos you were doing in your house, instead of looking for clients and fucking up or getting undervalued or not getting respected by you, doing it on your side and literally just doing it on your own with no expectations. If you don't like the video, you don't got to post it. But if you get someone else because you reached out to them, now you got to deliver the video. Now there might be stress where the guy's like, I don't like the video. Now it's like, bro, I did it for free, or I did it. So that's why I've never been a fan of free videos. Like, I've always gotten paid for everything I've done, thankfully. That I remember, I don't think I've ever done a free video, unless it was out of my part because I wanted to. Right. But I never reached out, never did that, just because, again, like, I don't need to. I enjoy this. I don't give a damn about making like money off of it. Like, yeah, I need to pay my bills, and it happens now, but it's not something that, if I can do it for free, bro, and make money elsewhere, dude, I'd rather do that, because it's just like, it's stressful when you just filming for other people all the time. Right. I miss those days where I'm like in my bed and like I'm like what you're doing. Like, you get a product in your bed with black sheets, and you try to do a commercial in your own fucking bed with like, you know, you got to make sure like you smoothing it out, because it's not like, it's like bouncy and shit. Like, there's a lot of good things to it. So yeah, but any last words before we wrap this up?
I guess I just have one more question for John. Since working with Mario, like, have you felt any doubt, or like, dang, like, maybe I should go back to getting that consistent pay, or going back to getting that job? Or do you feel like,
like, never. The thing is, like, once you quit and you start doing what you want, like what you love, like, you don't want to go back. Like, you can't even think about it. Like, there's no way I want to go back to a 9 to 5. Like, you might work more, but it's okay because you like doing it.
or staying up to 3 a.m.
Yeah,
daily.
Like it's fine. It's okay because you're on your own schedule.
You're
like
on your
you
own.
choose to sleep late or whatever, but you love
That's
doing
awesome.
what
You
you're
wake
doing.
up tomorrow whenever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
That's
No
awesome.
one's gonna tell you shit. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Nah, that was a good question actually, because
Yeah, I just want the people to know, like, you know, the difference, like how, like, working on your own time and stuff like that and doing what you love, how that, you know, brings another side of you that makes you want to never go back to a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying?
It makes you want to work harder for sure.
Yeah, that too.
Also, like Mario said, there's no guarantee. So,
right.
like, if you feel like, oh, it might be slow, like, you're going to have to budget yourself. But
right.
that's you being responsible, you being your own boss in a way.
Yeah,
Mario's
growing
my
up a
boss.
little bit faster too.
And the last thing that I would say to wrap this up is, I forgot to mention, is save your money. Like all the bookings you're getting, you don't have to buy the lenses. You don't have to look at every YouTuber what they had and buy that product. I was a victim of it. Right. Save your money, so when there is a client and he's being disrespectful, or you know he's gonna be a pain in the ass, you could reject him because you have money to pay your bills for the end of the month. So that's another problem. Like, you make sure you guys save your money, because I didn't save my money. Oh, I was on credit card debt.
Right.
So I was already on negative when I started this.
Yeah.
So I had to take on jobs I didn't want to take. There was jobs where it was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I know I deserve more, but at the same time, like, I was in that, you know, that hole. So have your money saved up, and yeah, don't get yourself into this credit card debt. That's like a financial standpoint, I'll tell you guys, because this shit ain't nice. It's stressful as hell. You know, filmmaking's already stressful as it is. Staying at looking at a computer for freaking 15 hours sometimes. I mean, you're already getting a little experience just by doing my YouTube videos.
But it's fun.
See, he likes editing. That's what I hate the most. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna wrap this up. It's my boy Ezra.
Yep.
Follow my boy. I will say, as a matter of fact, make sure you guys DM him. I'll leave his Instagram right here. Make sure you guys tell him that you quit your job yet. Just hit him with that question. Let's see what happens.
Stay tuned. And
don't worry. My boy John. I'll make sure I leave his Instagram here for you guys to check him out. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys got some valuable stuff out of this video. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. That's the John move, people.
You know how to finish it with that.
You gotta have John. John's the energy man.